Right, what's it that American guy says? Another tea, another tape deck for repair? Something like that. Anyway, I'm Chaz. This is my repair channel. Hope you're enjoying what you've been watching so far. Thanks for joining me. On the bench today, we have a NAD tape deck. It's a 6050C. And I plugged it in, give it a quick test just to make sure that it wasn't going to go bang, and switch it on. You can see we've got a light come on, we've got the channel lights come on without a tape in. If I press play, I can hear a motor turn. If I press fast forward, rewind, I can hear a motor running, but nothing's happening, nothing's turning. What do you think? Belts? Almost certainly. Let's get the lid off. So 3 out of 4 is not too bad, I suppose. Have a look inside. Oh yes. Oh yes. God, it's a bit mucky. Oh no, it's just the style of the inside, but yes, we can see straight away, you can see that on the overhead camera, the belt has disintegrated and gone everywhere. Yuck. So we've got to take that tape deck mechanism out of here. Everything else looks to be reasonably okay. So how do we get this tape deck out? I've never worked on one of these before. Interesting. Is that a drive belt? Is that the record playback switch? I think it is. There's the counter belt. It doesn't look too bad actually. The take up spool belt has gone. This stuff's going to go everywhere if I'm not careful. 2 screws at the top. That's an adjustment by the look of it. Let's have a look. See if there's any screws underneath. Yeah, 2 more underneath. Do I need to take the whole front chassis off? I don't think I do. I think I can get the whole deck out through. I'm just looking as he's got like recessed holes. It's similar to a Sony deck. It's definitely not a Sony mechanism. I must admit, I've never seen a tape deck before with a drawstring attachment of some kind. I'm hoping it's not too complicated to take apart in that respect. So having removed those, will the deck come out? It's loose at the bottom, loose at the top. The string is definitely attached to the underside of it. There's no access hole underneath it to take it off. It's attached to a lever down below. Right, let's just take that belt off for a minute. Do you know what? I've got a feeling I should put gloves on, otherwise I'm going to get absolutely coated. Right. So. Oh, hang on. There is a service hatch underneath. Let's take this service hatch off. This string might be attached to something underneath we can get out a bit more easily. Yeah. Aha. So yes, it's like I thought. It's a string that goes to what I would presume is what I call a system switch, which puts it between record and playback. So can we unhook the spring from that? Nothing's breaking. I'm just my pliers are slipping off, so I've just bent that little spring back a little bit so I can release it. I can easily straighten it up again when I've got the deck out. So that now gives us a little bit more flexibility. Yeah, that's better. Now all the wires on this are wired onto the board. So yeah. Okay, so we know it hooks onto that. So let's just take that out of the way so we don't damage it. As long as we remember to put it back. Looking at the mechanism in here, a bit difficult to see in there, but basically when the mechanism is driven, because it's driven by the mechanism moving in, it pulls that across and pulls this lever across. Yeah, so that's the system control switch that puts it between record and playback. Interesting. Odd way of doing things, but then the only other NAD deck I've ever worked on had twin pinch rollers, but only went in one direction, and that really confused the hell out of me, because both pinch rollers were engaged at the same time. I'm just picking off what I can of the majority of the remnants of the tape before I get any. I'll take the pinch, the remains of the dry belt. So next thing we can do, having got that big chunk of it out of the way, we've got a screw there and two screws here. We should be able to release the whole of this bottom area. So we can get the capstan and the motor pulleys out and give them all a good clean. I don't know how old this is. I'll have a look later on, see if there's any date marks on. There's no date on the back of this. I'm guessing it's mid to late 80s, possibly earlier. So there we have the pulley out. Let's get some tweezers in there and get that bit of dry belt off there. Will it come off as one? No. Okay, it was hopeful. No, that's have to be cleaned off that one. Now, can we get the capstan out? There's a hole. Is there just a split washer, or is it just a not the same washer? Let's push it. Yeah, it's just an ordinary washer, so make sure we don't lose that. Put that with those screws, and we can drop the capstan out. Yeah, I think we'll replace that belt. We'll replace all these belts. I think I'll get myself a belt kit ordered. Let's push that up there for a minute, get another bit of kitchen roll. Okie dokie. Yeah, see, it gets everywhere, this stuff. Right, September 83 on the back of this motor. So that's when the motor was made. So I'm guessing this was released fairly soon after that. Head looks quite good. Pinch roller looks like it could do with probably replacing, but we won't know. We can always test it. It's interesting. On here, it's got GEC. Is that the General Electric Company of America? GEC? Do they make tape decks? Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so before I do any more, this NAD tape deck 6050C, I need to get some belts ordered for it, and then I've got to take the dog for a walk and cook the lunch, feed the wife, feed myself. So lots of things to do. So I'll be back with you fairly soon. Right, well, I took the flywheel out of the bath of isopropyl alcohol and gave it a good brush with the old cleaner and got loads of nasty mucky stuff out, and I thought I'll need to clean it with something else, but no, most of it came off okay, so I'm quite happy with that. But there is some residue left, and if we have a look at the close-up camera here, we can see that we've got quite a bit of pitting that's occurred in the edge of the flywheel. So there you can sort of see where, because there was an element of basically permanent static contact with the belt in certain places. Some of it is okay there, but some of it is like got a bit of pitting in it, and round here it's quite bad. Now I was going to clean the rest of this off using my ultrasonic cleaner, but I read somewhere that putting a cast aluminium into an ultrasonic cleaner can make it break if there are fractures, hairline fractures that you can't see in the naked eye in the molding of this aluminium block. Then it can cause it to fracture. And I don't know if you've ever come across some tape decks where the actual flywheel itself has fractured and flaked off. So I'm unwilling to do that. But what I've done here, or about here, is I use my little wire brush on a little Dremel type handheld mini drill, etc. I've got a little wire brush on there, and I've run that over part of this. Where is it? There's a bit that I've done. There it is, that bit there, and it seems to have smoothed it out. So it's quite, I can feel with my fingers there, quite a bit of surface there that doesn't feel right. So that could cause a bit of wow and flutter. So I'm basically just going to spend 5 minutes going over this with this brush, just to get rid of it and get a nice smooth feel, and then I'll put a little cleaning a buffing brush on it as well. Don't know if there's any particular cleaning fluid or anything like that I should use with this, but because this is so loud, I'm going to cut it here, because if you have a look at it, have a listen to this, yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. So I'll come back to you after I've done this. Right, so I've gone over it with the wire brush at the same angle, held it in the same angle all the way across. Wanted to go diagonal rather than longitudinal, because I didn't want to sort of put scores in that way. So hopefully I've kept it as even as possible. I'm going to have to hope that that's okay. That's as clean as it's going to be. I'm going to use this brush on the pulley for the motor and see if I can clean that off as well. Right, well, I did have to take the motor out of the housing just to get a bit closer to the bearing, but now you can see I've managed to the pulley rather, managed to give that a good clean up with the wire brush, and also with a fibre brush that polished it up. So I think that's pretty much as clean as I can get it. Given it another clean up with isopropyl alcohol as well, so I don't think it's going to be sticky in any way. Until we get the belts, we really don't know how well this is going to clean up. So let's just have a little look at the rest of the mechanism. I'm pretty sure the rest of the mechanism is as okay as it can be. So the rest of the mechanism looks to be pretty much okay. Now the other thing is the pulley here. That's got a bit of residue on it. Let's see if just getting the cleaning stick in there will do it. So probably most of where the belt runs is going to be clean. That little groove right down inside there, I've often found the best thing is just a very sharp screwdriver. Just even if it will go down there, it won't. Perhaps a blade will do better with that. Use the back end of the scalpel, not the sharp end, to just get in there and see if we can. But I don't think the belt actually sits that far in it. So that's that okay. Just use a clean bit of that swab to clean the head. Now that pinch roller doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's easy enough to clean. It's a fairly standard size, probably 12 or 13 millimeter diameter, with probably a 2mm core. The tricky thing is going to get all the belts on in the right way. I think actually I could probably do it all with, once I put the flywheel back on. Where's the flywheel? Let's just put a little bit of oil on the bottom bearing. Yeah, so I can get it all the, apart from the, yeah, can't quite get it, but I'll just put one screw in there for now, just to hold it together. Let's put it on the shelf as it is. There we are. That just holds it in. And then we'll put the little plastic washer back on the capstan post, like so. That's spinning quite nicely. I have to remember to put a little bit of silicone grease on that bearing. For now, we're pretty much done as much as we can do until we've got the belts on, in place. They're on order, so I'll come back to you after I've got the belts in, show you how we're putting the rest of it together.